Hey guys, what's going on? It's Don here from Novaspirit Tech and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be checking out my NextCloud app. So let's get started. Now this is a follow-up video to my NextCloud video that I just did on the Raspberry Pi 5. And I do plan on doing another video on getting NextCloud to work outside of your network if you're hosting it in your home. Now there are multiple ways to do this, which is like Tailscale or using VPN like WireGuard, or actually hosting it out yourself with your own domain. There are different ways. So I will be putting this tutorial together for the next NextCloud video. Now, to be honest, I just started fully using NextCloud probably like a month and a half or 2 months by now. And before that, I was always using it just as like a cloud storage from my phone or anywhere else where I could just dump stuff. But now I'm actually using the web interface and I am convinced this is actually really, really good. Now, how I originally have it is I have everything that you see here scattered over multiple websites for task management, notepad, stuff like that. Everything was just scattered. To have everything in one location and have apps based, it's so much easier to handle and navigate everything that I need. That's why I switched over to NextCloud. There are some things that I don't want to give up, like my Google Calendars. I just like to use Google Calendars and it's easier to share that between me and my wife. But otherwise, everything else like notepads and stuff like that, I have been using NextCloud. So to jump into my desktop, you guys are probably familiar with this scene. This is where you would hold all your files. You could drag and drop stuff here, and this would be where everything is located. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is Decks. This is a software I just started using. I used to use Trello. This is the equivalent to Trello, and you get your boards and your project management up. I don't have much here. I still got to transfer all the information over, but I do have some boards up here, and that's how it would look. You could actually track them if you finish the project, needs to be reviewed. Certain things like that would be placed up here. I consider Deck and Task to be almost the same thing, because Task will just check off what you need to do, and I just rather do this through Deck, even though it poses the same information. So I kind of don't use Task as much over the Deck. Next one we have its Notes. Now it might be a little confusing because I have some icons over here and then I have a menu over here. I'm still trying to get used to this menu, because once you don't have this menu, which is a plugin that I added in, all the icons spread across the top and it gets too cluttered. But anyway, I have Notes over here. Now I used to use Keep Notes for my Android and Snippets for my desktop, which is a Docker I use a lot of. And now I started to keep everything in this one location. Now what I do like about this, it has Markdown. So I could actually put HTML, bigger fonts, different things in this one notepad. So it's not just regular text. You could just pop in a lot of stuff. Another thing, what's cool about this is that when you save the notepad, it doesn't save just into a database itself. It actually is in a folder called Notes, and you get the MD files, the Markdown files, and you can just copy them over wherever you want and download them if you need to. So I do rather like this a lot. Now next I use is passwords. Now this is going to be all blurred, so now you know I use my passwords through NextCloud. Now I originally had it on KeepPass. KeepPass has been great. It still does wonders. The only thing about this, different from that one, is that I'm able to share this with my wife. So between me and my wife, we're able to share our passwords for each account. And it's much easier to do it through NextCloud. And then you have the NextCloud password app. And then you got also Firefox extensions or Chrome extensions that could pull information directly from NextCloud. So I like using this. It's very integrated, very easy to use, and it works with multiple people, so my wife could get all the information that I have. Now after that, we have calendars. Now calendars, I just started to sync my Google Calendar here. Now I don't do any interactive stuff on the NextCloud calendars. I mainly just use it for the task and all that stuff that like highlights, oh, okay, this day I'm busy, I can't do this. I just do that. But most of the time I update everything through my phone, through Google Clouds, and then I have it synced to NextCloud. I don't have anything showing, but it does show up here on what I need to do. Now another thing I added to this, which I really like, is hosting my own office. So this way I could actually just go into an Excel document like this and then edit whatever I need to edit. So it works off your phone, works off the web browser. So much easier than installing a whole Office suite on my desktop. Now this is one of my favorite plugins right now, which is called News. And this retains all my RSS feeds from all the websites that I like to read. Now I don't have everything here. I still have to add some more, but in general, this has all the RSS feeds from websites that I like, and it'll give me the tabloids and basically what's coming up. And I get to read all my unread articles. Right now, since it's October, a lot of animes coming back out, so I added Screen Rant. Gaming on Linux is also a good one where you could check out if anything new gaming stuff pops up for Linux. So I use this a lot, and they also come with Android app. So I could just go through my NextCloud News Android app and kind of read all my news through there. Again, one of my favorite apps on this. Now, there's two things that I still haven't checked out that I do want to migrate over later, which is Bookmark and Cookbook. Right now, I just use a standard bookmark system on my Firefox, and then I'll dump it and then save it somewhere else. It's not even syncing bookmarks. It's just literally I have bookmarks in one place and then I try to like move it over to another. So I do plan to move that over to NextCloud and use their bookmark system, but that's going to be a future project for myself. Now, Cookbook is another one that I played around with. I do have something hosted on my Pi hosted setup for Cookbook system. I don't generally use it too much, but since NextCloud does have Cookbook, I might try to start migrating recipes and everything over to NextCloud. So those are the two that I'm not going to be able to show because I haven't installed yet, but we'll be looking into the future. Otherwise, those are the main plugins that are visible that you would see that I have hooked up on my NextCloud. Now next, I have all the stuff that are not visible. So I'm going to be showing you that. I'm going to head over to apps, and it's not in any particular order, but the first thing I would highly recommend installing is two-factor authentication, and also brute force and two-factor authentication notification. What I'm using right now is two-factor TOTP provider, so I could actually use Authy or Google Authenticator or whatever it is to set that up. Two-factor email, so if I need to send an email and my Authenticator app is not working, this also has it. And then the two-factor authentication via NextCloud. That is a huge one, where I could log into this browser over here on this computer or another computer anywhere, and instead of asking for a two-factor authentication number, it could actually send a notification to another account that's already logged in, and you could approve it. So most of the time, my phone, I could just see the notification and hit approve. And that's a huge step up. It's just so much easier to log in with just being able to approve the login. Now, next up, this is a personal thing, which is 3D model viewer. This allows me to view STLs and FreeCAD files and a bunch of others. So let me show you right here. If I go into files, I could pop over to my 3D prints, go over to desktop. This is the one that I was working for my NextCloud logo. So this is an STL file. I can hit it, and there we have our little 3D file over here. And if I want to see the FreeCAD file, I could just click on that and it'll load FreeCAD as well. FreeCAD actually gives me the color because I was editing in this color blue, which is pretty cool. You can also adjust the background. If you don't like this background, you can change it to something else, solid color, whatever you want. So yeah, that's another add-in that I use. Let's go back to apps. Next one, we have something called Extract. This is probably self-explanatory. Gives you the ability to right-click and extract files. Again, let me go into files. I could take a look at this 2d.zip file, right-click, extract here, and then it'll make a folder, and it has my files in here. Whoop. Let me open that, and it has my files extracted in there. Simple as that. It's actually very useful when I just dump files in here and I need to know what's in the zip file. I could just extract it. Another one is Epub viewer, because I actually don't have any Epub viewer on any of my computers. I have it on my phone, but I don't have any Epub viewers on my desktop or anything, so it's so much easier just to be able to open an Epub without worrying about what program I need to download to read it. So I just leave with Epub viewer. Another one is Google Integrations, which is something I talked about earlier. Google Integrations allows you to sync up your Google Calendars with your accounts and everything. There's two forms of this. This is the one that's officially from NextCloud that only does a one-way sync where it pulls the data and that's about it. There's another one that is actually not compatible with the latest version yet, also called, I think, Google Integration, where it does two ways. It actually will pull and push data. So if you have updated something on your calendar on NextCloud, it will actually push it to your Google Calendars. If it worked, it would be great, but for now, I'll just stay with syncing and pulling the data. So there are two. I'm just waiting for that other one to be updated. As far as the backend stuff, I do have a few things for the backend, even more backend than this, which one of them is called Occ Web. And it gives me the console to allow me to use the OCC command. It's really cool though. So if I go here and go to Occ Web, now I get a console. And in this console, it allows me to run the OCC command. Now why I use this is because there's a lot of times where I transfer files through the network to my NextCloud without going through the NextCloud interface. And these are big files. I could be like 20 gigs, 30 gigs of photos and stuff like that. And transferring it through the user interface of NextCloud is super slow. It might take 5 hours just to do something that would take 20 minutes if you're direct transfer, because it's trying to create databases and all the back end stuff. So it takes a lot longer to upload a photo this way. Doing it normally like the cloud, if you're uploading 5, 6 photos, that's fine. But once you get up to hundreds and thousands of photos and you're trying to transfer, you need something like OCC Cloud, so you could use OCC commands. So one of the commands that I use is called file scan. Files scan, like right over here. This will actually read the user or users and pull in all the new files that you dumped into the folder. Because if you just dump a file directly to some folder in NextCloud, it won't ever show up on the web interface because it's never been cached. So you need to run that command called file scan just so you could actually pull up all the new file system. It'll rescan the file system itself. There's more to this command. You could actually just specify users, specify folders. It's whatever you want to do. So if you're running some sort of like downloader that downloads daily into the specific folder, you might want to run a cron job for this file scan, and then you could test it through here. The next one that I like to show you guys is called preview generator. So if you go over here, there's this command called preview generate all. This command is not native to OCC. This is something you have to install as a plugin. So if I go over to apps, pop down into preview generator, this will actually tell you that it gives you a command to pre-generate previews for the images. So when you're, again, uploading or pushing hundreds of thousands of files over to this one directly in the back end without using the front end interface, you would use OCC file scan to scan all the new files that came in, and then use preview generator, and it'll create all the little thumbnails that you see on the pictures. So in combination of those two, I was able to quickly move all my files to NextCloud and get all my photos up and ready and videos and stuff like that. So yeah, you can also set those up to do cron jobs, so it'll automatically scan and update or whatever you want with those. But those are the two back end programs that I would recommend: OCC Web and Preview Generator. Well, anyway, that is it for me, guys. I haven't used any of the talk or any of the video conferencing programs that they have actually in NextCloud, which I know they do, but since I have usually used my phone for something else, I wouldn't even use the talk or the video streaming service that they have. Now, if you guys have any questions about this, hit me up down in the comments below. If you guys are new to this channel, consider subscribing and also hitting that bell notification icon so you know when the next video is going to be out. And I say my nerd cave, hack till it hurts.